Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to the weekly review special for Week 8 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. This week, I brought in 3,666 points. Yes, the infamous 666 has made an appearance. It is a drop from last week's 3,827, but that's not a bad thing. Simple reason why: 650 points dropped off with the start of the Zwift series, meaning the last retired game, the oldest retired game, had 650. The new Zwift one coming in, 177. So I dropped nearly 500 points. The score did not drop by 500 points, though. It was fairly close. So about 150 drop. So I'll take that. That's actually a good increase in the scores themselves. Breaking down the games individually in PCM 20 in the career mode, 252 points. Still early season, and we have had a very good start to the season for the most part. We hit a period where our race day condition was really low for everybody. Nobody's on a fitness peak, and every other team was literally bringing their best riders to each and every one of those races. So we didn't do quite as well, but right before that, really good results. So I'm not too worried about those few races. We'll be fine. The season has been good so far. And the Champions Series, at the end of the last episode, I actually mentioned that I was like, oh, I think we're close to where we were last season. We've almost doubled it. We are absolutely killing it so far this season. We moved up to Continental Pro. First time getting into higher level races, and that included a handful of World Tour races, which we won our very first one. We did really good in the next one, and then we also did very, very good in another one. Amazing the kind of results we're getting right now against the World Tour teams. They're completely surprised by us. They've never seen us before, and here we are making ourselves well known. Now, the fantastic start to the season is going to quickly fade because we only have like 3 more World Tour races the whole rest of the year. 2 of those are coming soon, so we'll stay up there a little bit longer near the top, but then things will fade. We're not in any Grand Tours. We don't have any World Tour races down the stretch other than Guangxi. So say farewell to the amazing score. It's going to drop off, but we're still going to be Continental Pro, but we're also going to fly through that stuff as we make our way through this season and continue on with the experiment. But so far, so good. Really, really nice to see the sudden, rapid progress. In the women's tour, slowly making progress. 168 points now. Best score, but only slightly higher than the last one. And we are just about to the end of this season. Now, of course, our top 2 riders, bye-bye. Top 2 riders have no interest in re-signing with us, and we can't afford to re-sign them, primarily in dossier points. The team has no reputation. Big part to this season is the look to next year. Raising our profile. Is it going to be better? Hopefully it is. We might actually even be Continental Pro 2, as we've signed 3 riders, 4 in all, but 3 riders who are pretty good. They're not as good as Donadin or Vanderpeet right now. They can definitely be as good as. They weren't cheap, but we got them to want to sign with us, and that was the important piece. And like I said, it could be putting us in Continental Pro, and that's awesome. We can finally, 3 years in Continental, finally be climbing to Continental Pro, and hopefully, the reputation piece, this experiment, this thought experiment with it, is going to prove to be true, this theory, and maybe we'll see that start to turn around next season, and it'll be easier to sign better riders. Okay, new one, Zwift. Now, in one of those episodes, I actually broke down how I'm doing the scoring system. You see the graphic here, but that breakdown is within that 3rd episode, system scoring. I'm so excited for this series, and it has had a good start. Not the most views I've ever had in a new series or anything like that, but for a long-term series that's been out for long-term game that has been out for a while, that I'm just getting started on, those never do well on the channel. Unless you have something unique about it that makes it totally stand out, like you're doing a mod that nobody's done. There are ways, there are things, there are updates to games, and when you're the only one posting, yeah, you can get some views. So there are circumstances, But for just picking up a game for myself that it's been out for years and I'm just now getting started on it and there was no new content or anything like that, and just posting. First video did well, 100% like rate. Also, 20% of the viewers have clicked that like button. Some of that because I asked you to, and I do appreciate those of you who helped out with that. But the comment rate is also 1 per 5. That's insane. 100% like rate, 1 in 5 actually clicking the like button and actually participating, and also participating with comments. That's going to help with the algorithm. My problem is a small channel and a game that's not brand new. So where does that kind of pick up new viewers? It's difficult to say, but I have every intention of writing on and writing and just doing my thing because I want to get fit. So I'm doing it, period, regardless of a viewership or not. But having a viewer base will help a lot. So starting with an okay viewer base, that was better than expected. So I'll take it. I was nervous whether there'd be 40 viewers. So having nearly 200 on that first episode is a decent start. All right. FM21, worst to first. In worst to first, I'm flying through seasons right now. We had a single episode to cover an entire season. We went undefeated, absolutely crushed it, and then now we're making our way through again. Well, at this point, last season was undefeated, and we got the 271 points. This season, not quite done. We're 2/3 of the way there. We will exceed the point total, especially being at a higher level, and we're making rapid progress. I'm just having a hard time doing an entire season in one episode because it takes a while to get through. It's a game that a season should not be done in, say, half an hour. Not even close. And so there's a lot of editing. There's a lot of off-camera work. I can only do so much, and I only have so much time. And so I'm now trying to do 2 seasons over 3 episodes. So getting kind of 2/3 of the way and then having one overlap 2 seasons and then getting the other 2/3 of that season done in the following episode might be a little more manageable for me as a pace. But the team is improving rapidly, and that 200 potential thing, and now the facilities and staff are catching up to provide more support to the training. The players are developing pretty dang fast, and they are way too good for their level. But it's also making life difficult for me trying to hang on to said players, which I can control, but it's difficult on the morale piece. But anyway, they are really good. Last season was undefeated. This season, not. We've had 1 loss, and we've had a couple closer matches. We're playing against better teams, and occasionally a better team is just going to be capable of doing something. And so even though we are a lot better than we were a season ago, the opposition is definitely better. And as we move up, it's going to get more competitive as a result. So we'll slow things down after these couple of seasons and then see where we're at as we push into the league. In Zero to Hero, did finish the season, and it did not finish well. Such a rough year. It was worse than the year before. We're at the same level. We did not match the score. We got 277. But considering we were in the relegation zone, considering the key players we lost, considering the insane number of injuries we had, finishing mid-table, it could have been so much worse. Yes, it could have been much better, but could have been so much worse. So I will take it with a grain of salt, with a little bit of optimism that things could have gone a lot worse than they did, where the circumstances couldn't have been any worse. So, but progress. I'm scratching my head on when and where we will find some of that, because things are difficult right now. 2 years stalled out at this level, and I don't know what's bound to happen next year. Gladiator Manager, second season, only 5 points away from the first season now, and there's still 8 matches to go. So we will pass it. We will have a new record score. Not a perfect year, but even closer to it than a year ago. We've only taken 2 losses so far. And last season we had 5 or something like that. Maybe 7. I don't remember. Maybe it was 7. 29 and 7 in the end. It sounds about right. So we're much better record this year. Figured things out a little bit more. One of the losses was shocking, but I also found out why that was thanks to someone in the comment section. So appreciate that. I learned another thing about the game. I'm figuring that out bit by bit. We're getting there. We are progressing, and things are going nicely in the league. All-time virtual best, no change this week. None of the 3 on the outside looking in increased their scores either. There was plenty of action in the games behind them, and quite a few approaching that 200 mark. Plus, worst to first hit that 271. So I'm thinking the list of the 3 games on the outside looking in could be different come next week, but we'll see. That's it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Be safe out there, and bye for now.